Hi, you're listening to the Go Time podcast with Impact Church in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I'm Pastor Brandon. Go Time stands for Global Outreach Time, where we share about the amazing things that God is doing through Impact Church in our neighborhoods, Northern Virginia, and the nations. To get involved or find out more information, check out our website at impactfxbg.church. Thanks for listening.
We're going to enter now into a time where we call our Go Time, where we talk about what God is doing locally in our nations and in Northern Virginia. I said that out of order, but it's okay. And today, we're having a special day. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. And as a compliment to Mother's Day, we're talking about women's discipleship. And so I'm going to invite the leaders of the women's discipleship groups up on stage. So I know we got Ellen, Britter, Becky, and one more that might be around here, Alexa. And they're in Kids Min. So while you guys get started, let me go fetch them.
Hi. Usually somebody asks us questions, but here I am. I can talk all day though, so. Just to tell you a little bit about women's discipleship in our church. We started women's discipleship a couple of years ago because there's such a need for discipleship in our church, right? For all people, but certainly for women. And Ellen, our pastor's wife, is just amazing and has a heart for that, and gathered us together to figure out what that looks like. What do we need to do to learn how to disciple others? And so we've studied a lot about not just little things, but big things, right? What does it look like to be hospitable? What does it look like to serve? What does it look like to share the gospel and actually put that into practice? And so it's a really cool opportunity. It's one of my favorite times during the month, just to come together with other women to learn more about the Bible, to fall more in love with Jesus, and to have fellowship with other women in our church. And so it's a really beautiful time. And so that's kind of how we got started, and we want to continue that.
I'm Becky, and I have a group one Saturday each month, and we gather together. It's a smaller, more intimate group, but it can grow too. And but what I have noticed with that personally, that it has grown me just as a leader, but then also I have been so encouraged by leading and getting to know women that I may not have been able to develop those deeper relationships with. And it's just been so cool to see God bring specific people into my life, just encourage and pour into me too.
Hey, my name's Ellen. So I don't know if we were having so much fun with the kids back there. But one of the things that the Lord really laid on our hearts a few years ago was that we needed to not just have something for women, but to equip women to be disciple makers in their context and wherever they are, work, home, wherever they are. And not just for them to be disciples of Christ, but for them to be able to multiply themselves and to be disciple makers in their context, wherever they are. And so this came out of that heart and that desire, and it's constantly evolving. I mean, I feel like we've added so many different things in terms of what it looks like to be a disciple of Jesus. But those are all ways that we can pour into each other as women, knowing that like sometimes just discipleship amongst women is just different, and it's something that is very holy and very special. We want to and honor that. And so like these groups started in that way, and the Lord has been so gracious to grow them. And I want to say right now we have 7 actively meeting throughout the yours was college. But all that to say, like, there's so many different groups and so many different times. Mine specifically meets once a month, the first Saturday of every month. And so, but it's been a joy, because I think one of the things the Lord does when we're gathered together is He allows us to break through those things that maybe we didn't understand, and we can be vulnerable and say, actually, maybe I don't really understand what it looks like. Do I literally have to pray every day? What does this mean? What does it look like? How is it lived out? How can I teach other people to do that? Those are all things we talk through and things that we work through and things we hold each other accountable for, and grow. And from there, start new groups and start making new disciples. So, yeah.
I'm Alexa, if you guys remember me from earlier. I meet on campus of Mary Washington with a bunch of the college students once a week on Thursdays. And it's been really cool watching these women who come from all sorts of different backgrounds, who just kind of all ended up at the same university. I meet with about 7 girls, and they're all from different phases of life. Some of them are freshmen, some of them are older, but they all have different church backgrounds. So it's been really cool starting with what is the gospel, and how it's first we got to lay the groundwork, right? We have to all get on the same page to know what is the gospel, what does it look like to follow Jesus, and from there, this is how we live and how we live as followers of Jesus. And what was probably the most encouraging thing for me was the first week doing what is the gospel. I shared the gospel and taught them how to share the gospel, and they were ready to get up from the table and go find people, hunt people down to in Panera, on the street, wherever. And I said, wait, let's practice. Wait. But just watching their excitement, watching their enthusiasm as they learn what following Jesus looks like and pursue the Lord, that also stirs me up, because I want to do that too. I follow Jesus in all these different ways, but seeing them from the start of their journey, or seeing just all these different perspectives, them asking all sorts of different questions, I want to dig in more too. So it's been really cool, getting to do that, getting to share with these students and watching them grow.
And this is something that we want every woman in our church to be a part of. We don't want, we want all of you guys to be able to be a part of. And so we've tried really hard to make it flexible. Did you guys share when yours met? I don't know if you shared it, but all of that to say, we've got a variety of options to choose from. What works best for you is fantastic, but we want all of the women in our group to be able to not just be in a group, but know there's a way for me to make disciples too. And we want to walk with you through that. And so we're going to have signups for the groups after church. Again, if you have any questions, find one of us. We would love to help you. But that's our heart, for every woman to be able to be a part of that.
Thank you guys so much for sharing. And I know that what you guys are saying is that there's a need for discipleship, not just in our community groups, but everywhere. And thank you guys so much for leading the cause in that, and for taking initiative in discipling the women of our church. And so if you guys have a chance, please talk to one of these ladies. Talk to someone that's involved with a community group, a women's discipleship group, and they would love to plug you into theirs. But let me pray for you guys, and then we'll get back into our worship. Let's pray.
Hey, Pastor Brandon here again. Thanks for listening to our Go Time podcast. Here's what I want to invite you to do. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube at ImpactFXBG, or our website, impactfxbg.church. If something we talked about sparked an interest in you, we would love to hear from you. You can email hello@impactfxbg.church. Until next time, let's keep living the dream.